Hello everyone, I'm Rage Storms, and this is a chat me and Mama Storms had in 2018, May of 2018. We talked about the May 31st, 1985 tornado outbreak, and this is pretty much how I got interested in storms because every year my grandparents or my dad and mom, somebody would talk about this outbreak. I was very tiny at the time, and I can't really remember anything from the day, but pictures and these stories are really what got me interested in weather, and then later on helped get me into storm chasing.
So what was the weather like early that day?
It was nice out.
Really nice out?
Yeah, that I can remember. It was nice out.
It was really
And,
nice.
Yeah, they were calling for storms, but that was typical Memorial Day weekend.
Oh yeah, it's Memorial Day, I didn't realize that. So was there a tornado warning or anything like that? You did not even have the TV on.
We didn't really have the TV on. I remember Dad going out because he said it looks like we're going to get a storm. And then it started getting darker and darker, and I was getting you ready for bed in your PJs because I gave you a bath.
So this was around close to 6 o'clock.
Yeah. And I got one leg in your pajamas. Dad says, I think you better get to the basement. And I remember walking from the living room to the basement's top steps. Electric and everything seemed to go out, and Dad says, you don't need to go anywhere, it's over. That quick. It was just that quick.
So then
Then you could smell sulfur really bad. We went out on the porch and started looking around and seeing all the stuff down in the yard, and Grandpa's trailer was tumbled all the way down here to these bushes. I don't know if there was bushes or not at the time. Probably not.
these bushes were not here.
No. And it turned over and went down here. Ours got turned over.
And that's a funny thing because the one that got tossed all the way down the yard was twice the size of the pop-up camper that just laid over.
But I can't remember that one being popped up though.
Well, I can't remember exactly,
Dad
but in the
opened
picture
it.
it was up, but I don't know
Okay.
that the sides were popped out.
Yeah.
It was up.
Yeah. Because that had to all be taken out and everything because the sewn and everything because it was a mess. And remember we had you up there in a playpen, and all the neighbors, every single neighbor was out. And across there, their tree was down.
No, that tree was there for a long time. They just finished taking it down
Yeah, but there was a
couple of
tree
weeks ago.
There was a tree that went down.
Oh, there was two
over
trees there?
Yeah, and Calvin's was completely destroyed.
I don't know the name Calvin's.
Yeah, that's who lived where Jamie lives right now.
Oh, okay.
That house, they had to tear it completely down. Jamie and them rebuilt that house there.
And
I mean,
we
it
had-
looked like it came straight down the road.
It pretty close to followed 558 at an
Yeah.
angle once it got into Franklin Square.
Yeah.
We had a tree on the corner of our house.
Used to. Not anymore.
Well, it was laying
Yeah.
against the house.
He was laying against the house. Yeah.
All of our neighbors had at least one tree down, from what I can understand.
At least. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I think part of their roof was off over it.
At the church?
No, over there. I don't remember much happening to the church. I just remember that smell when I walked out the door. It was terrible.
It's kind of different because everybody always says they smell fresh pine. It smells like Christmas tree.
I thought it smelled like sulfur.
Well, it did go
To
across
me.
a couple of lakes, so it's
Oh,
possible.
it could be.
How long did it take for everything to be cleaned up?
Oh, it took a while. All she heard is chainsaws
For days?
for days. The insurance man came, and it seemed like the next day somebody's, like he had all of us. They just started fixing things. As they just
How
came
long
through.
did it take to get checks? Insurance checks?
I don't remember. It was. I don't think it took very long.
No.
No.
I remember
because
Dad saying something about he was writing them on the spot.
It could have been. I don't remember.
Now, Dad supposedly walked out on the porch and said that he saw a wall of black.
Yeah. That's when I was headed towards the basement. Never made it. Grandpa came out and checked out his trailer. He had to have his own insurance people do that because he had it insured.
Now, did it go out? I'm assuming Grandpa lived where he lives now.
Always.
Did it go out that way? It kind of missed them.
Kind of missed him. Just meant like straight through town here.
Well, it traveled.
But I don't know how far.
I've seen two things. One said that it traveled 30 miles and one said that it traveled 15. I think 15 is more realistic. It crossed half of our county. Started just at 45, right below Salem, and came this way. It came down over the big hill, and it took a lot of trees out in the cemetery, and then come across Franklin Square, and then I do believe it made a right turn after that and went south, but still
Yeah.
in easterly direction.
I think that day there was tornadoes everywhere.
Here's the thing about Mama Storms. Every time she says it feels like a May 31st day, I get a tornado.
Yeah. Scary. Every time it comes around this time of year, I panic.
See, the thing is my better luck is next month.
Well, it's not that far away. About a week.
Can you think of anything else about that day, or a few days before or after?
After was just cleanup and constant listening to chainsaws. And I remember we went walked down to Grandma's and Rusty's and see if everybody was okay. I can't remember much happening at Grandma and Grandpa's. But I'm sure they had some damage.
Now here's some things you may not know.
Yeah.
It was rated an F2
Oh, really?
and was close to 2 football fields wide.
Whoa. I did not know that.
which is probably about the entire width of Franklin Square.
Yeah. I know we didn't have much warning at all.
Now, there were warnings and stuff back then, and there was a watch issued, I believe, but I don't remember,
Yeah.
without looking at the paper, if it was a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch. And I do not know if the tornado was warned, although the radars were much different back then.
Right.
Nothing like the radar we have today.
Right.
But they could still recognize the hook feature on many storms.
It wasn't long after that, Dad got me a scanner.
A police scanner.
Yeah. So that I could listen and... Because you were warned on there before you heard anywhere else. The weather.
Yeah, well,
the
the
weather
police,
thing.
fire. We actually, back then, had a fire group, a fire station would send out a group of
Spotters.
spotters from the fire station. I don't know how well they were trained or anything, but
Just
that
the
was
fire
that was a
department.
thing. The volunteer fire department went out to different locations in the area to just watch the sky.
Right.
I don't know if they were activated on that particular day or not. But they don't do that anymore. Not that I'm aware of. Not with our fire department. Turn around, princess. Look at the camera. And smile.
She's smiling. You're going to get flipped back. Where are you?
Okay. We're done. You guys probably want to go inside, huh?